right, guys, adding and subtracting fractions. I've heard that you guys are struggling with this, but it's not as hard as it needs to be. So let's start off with a simple one. A simple one. 1/4 plus 1/2. Now, in order to add or subtract fractions, the denominator has to be the same. Remember, the bottom is the denominator. We have numerator over denominator. Okay? All right. So what do 4 and 2 have in common? Well, you could say that, 4 times 2 is 8 and 2 times 4 is 8. So maybe some of you guys picked 8 for your common denominator. Or you just thought, 2 times 2 is 4. And, would that be a common denominator? Absolutely. So let's say we pick that. 1/4 plus 1/2. And our common denominator is going to be 4. 2 times 2 is 4. But what we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So we're going to do 1 times 2. So we drop down our 1/4 plus, what is 1 times 2? 2. What is 2 times 2? 4. Now we have 1/4 plus 2/4. Is the denominator the same? Yes, so we can add them. 1 plus 2 is 3. Our denominator is 4. 3/4.
3/4.
That's right, Maddox. 3/4. Let's say we have a harder one, though. We have 2 6 plus 3/4. Ooh.
Mama,
What do 6 and 4 have in common?
how many do you have?
Well, some of you guys may say, 24. Okay, you could pick that. How do we get 24? 6 times 4. And what we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. And how do we get 24 for this side? 4 times 6. What we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. Okay, so you would get 8/24 plus 18/24. Okay, hold on. There's a simpler way to do this, but we'll do that next. What do we get? 18 plus 8 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26/24. And that is an improper fraction, okay? Because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So really that's 1 and 2/24. Let's make this easier on us. Let's go back to the original fraction. 2 6 plus 3/4. When you're trying to find the common denominator, you really want to think the smallest number possible. Well, you know that 6 times 2 is 12. And wait, 4 times 3 is also 12. Okay, what you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. 2 times 2 is 4/12 plus 3 times 3 is 9/12. 9 plus 4 is 9, 10 over 12, 13/12. It still comes out to be an improper fraction, but it just simply is 1 and 1/12. Okay, if you were to reduce this, 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 24. 12 times 1 and 1/12. You end up with the same answer, but if you think critically and try to think of the least common denominator, this way will save you a lot more time. All right? Same thing with subtracting. Let's say we have 4/12 minus 1/6. Okay? You're going to think, what do 12 and 6 have in common? Well, you should know, you guys need to know your multiplication facts, and this will be so much easier. You know that 6 times 2 is 12. Okay, what you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. You can keep this fraction the same because your common denominator is going to be 12. 1 times 2 is 2. 6 times 2 is 12. What is 4 minus 2? 2/12. That can reduce. How many times does 2 go into 2? Once. How many times does 2 go into 12? 6. Your answer, 1/6. 4/12 minus 1/6 is 1/6. Okay? It's all about that. Maddox. Least common denominator. And remember, the denominator is the bottom number. Capiche? Caposh.